My name is Wayne Buckler, and my guest today is Phil Morrisey. Now, Phil is the Business Unit Manager, Medical Beds, Therapeutic Services, Patient Therapy, Oceania, for a firm, ArjoHuntleigh. Phil, welcome to Health Professional Radio.
Thanks, Wayne.
Now, Phil, I've got to say that's one hell of a title you've got there.
Yeah, there's a lot of words on the business card, but in essence, it's relatively simple. I mean, it's an amalgam, if you like, of being a clinician as well as being in control of some of the business prospects for ArjoHuntleigh within the Oceania part of the global region.
Well, let's talk about ArjoHuntleigh for a moment. What does ArjoHuntleigh do, and where do they do it?
Okay, so ArjoHuntleigh, the background of ArjoHuntleigh in terms of what we as a business are trying to achieve is to be a world leader in integrated solutions for the care of people with reduced mobility. Now, that is in both acute care hospitals and also in the aged care sector. So our products go across a number of systems to assist patients or residents in aged care facilities that have a degree of reduced mobility. And certainly anyone that's within a hospital, their mobility is reduced. They require a hospital bed. They require a mattress. Someone that's in an aged care facility or a long-term care facility may require assistance with mobility, with lifting, with toileting, showering. So right across that amalgam, ArjoHuntleigh works to assist in providing products and solutions for that patient group.
So the sorts of things that people would find you if they went looking for in a Google search would be things like lifts and patient transfer gear?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's lifters, there's patient transfers. It's what we would call, within our business, our patient out-of-bed sector. So all of those items that are involved in mobilising, moving patients, showering, and assisting in the care and recovery, whether it's within the acute care sector or the long-term care sector. But also in our patient in-bed section, which is where I look after, would be hospital beds, mattresses, some solutions for DVT prophylaxis, wound care healing, etc. in the more acute care theatre environment.
Now, speaking of your website, and I've just been having a look at it, your profile as a company is global, I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. We're part of the Yettinger Group, which is a company that's listed on the Swedish Stock Exchange. The Yettinger Group encompasses three main business units, if you like. So there's Yettinger, which looks after a lot of the infection control systems within the operating theatres. There's Mackay, which design operating theatres, do a number of those acute care products, and ArjoHuntleigh, which is the third part of that business, which looks after, as I said, patient handling, care for reduced mobility, etc. And my role is within the ArjoHuntleigh side of the business, within the Australian New Zealand market. But yes, we're a global organisation, quite a large company that employs well over 50,000 people globally, and quite a large player, one of the largest European healthcare companies combined.
It's nice to be with the strength, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think ArjoHuntleigh came from two smaller businesses, Arjo, which was primarily lifters. A lot of clinicians would be aware of Arjo lifters and slings that was used in clinical practice, as well as Huntley Healthcare, which was very well known for hospital beds. And the acquisition via the Yettinger Group occurred back in 2008. And so, as you say, it is nice to be part of a large global corporate, but at the same time, still have that small business kind of feel about it, because we're still very close to smaller aged care facilities, long-term aged care, as well as acute care hospital sectors within Australia.
Mm-hmm. And Phil, most of our audience, as I mentioned earlier, are clinicians. We get a lot of listeners in the acute care sector and a lot in aged care. What's the message you'd like them to take away about ArjoHuntleigh as a result of your chat with us today?
Yeah, so I mean, ArjoHuntleigh is a supplier or an integrated supplier for products right across the acute and aged care sector. So from a patient turning up to emergency department, right through the hospital sector, and then perhaps being discharged into long-term care, aged care, there are solutions that ArjoHuntleigh provides right across that sector. So we can, in some respects, be the one-stop supplier for a number of products and services. Again, around that integration of people with reduced mobility and related conditions. But also beyond that, we do work with the operating theatre environment to provide DVT prophylaxis, to provide products and services that some of our surgeons may also require. So, right across the board from acute care to aged care.
That's quite a broad spectrum.
Yeah, it is very broad, and sometimes, it is damn our broad product portfolio because there's many balls in the air. There's many clinical customers, if you like, from our perspective, that they're supporting. So there is always those challenges to be caring or to be supplying goods and services and support to a number of different clinical environments in both the hospital and the aged care sector.
Phil, my favourite question in every interview is about misconceptions. And there are misconceptions, I guess, pretty much in every industry, but what are the biggest misconceptions amongst your customer clients and patients about your product range that drive you nuts and keep you awake at night?
Yeah, so, I think some of the misconceptions for me is that, and certainly my background being clinical also, supplying products like alternating pressure mattresses, etc., to prevent pressure injury, or devices to prevent DVT. The misconceptions are quite often that one is as good as another. Anyone can put any kind of mattress under a patient and have a similar outcome. Where I know that there's a clinical reason behind the appropriate selection of the appropriate product for the right patient. And I think a business like ours is endeavouring to work alongside clinicians to facilitate the correct clinical decisions around the products and services that we provide. Certainly there's a wide range of products and services, but at the same time we want clinicians to appropriately assess their patients, to select the right product for the right circumstance. And that's where we try to assist, working alongside many clinicians to bring that to bear, if you like. But at the same time, what keeps me awake at night is that the selection criteria may be based on price alone rather than clinical outcome, which is frustrating at times.
Yes, I hear that a lot in talking to suppliers, that particularly in the state-based health systems, that the tendering process is both good and bad depending on your particular point of view at any given time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like many tendering scenarios, we are listed on a number of panels with other suppliers, and that is fair and reasonable, and there's no reason why that should occur. But at the same time, I think clinicians need to be able to make decisions based on clinical information and not just pricing information. And I think often our hospitals certainly are running under budgets and need to be mindful of their spend. And I think particularly in public healthcare systems where if there are taxpayer dollars that's going towards the cost of healthcare, that certainly needs to be mindful. But at the same time, we know with very good evidence that the selection of an incorrect product may increase the length of stay or certainly increase the cost. So I'd certainly like to advocate that clinicians are quite mindful of their product selection not only for the products that we supply, but right across the board for the number of suppliers.
Well, let's hope that we can deal with that misconception at least a little bit this morning as a result of having had a talk to us today.
Sure.
Phil, thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. How can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so I mean the best way to look at what ArjoHuntleigh does is certainly on our website. So if anyone types into their search engine arjohuntleigh.com.au, you'll get onto the Australian website, or just ArjoHuntleigh into the search engine. My local contact or my phone contact within Australia is 0406 382 668, and I'd certainly be happy to talk to anyone further on what ArjoHuntleigh does and what we can do to facilitate the appropriate supply of goods and services for the safe patient handling.
Now, that website, if you missed it, listeners, was www.ArjoHuntleigh, ArjoHuntleigh, arjohuntleigh.com.au. Phil, I do appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us. If you've missed my conversation today with Phil Morrisey, the Business Unit Manager, Medical Beds, Therapeutic Services, Patient Therapy, Oceania with ArjoHuntleigh, the good news is we have a transcript on our website. We also have an audio archive on both YouTube and SoundCloud. You can access all of that on the Health Professional Radio website at www.hpr.fm. My name is Wayne Buckler. You're listening to Health Professional Radio.